I would say we definitely are. We're not losing any sleep over it at this point. Everything's ordered, everything's designed, and it just requires a day-to-day management. It really does. There's going to be things, there's going to be spaces, the battalion corporate offices, they've already told us we don't need them right away, so let's put that aside. So there's going to be a space created for them, but we won't concentrate on putting the carpets and the paint on the walls in those areas. We'll concentrate on the areas where the general public's going to occupy.
You know, when I look at this is an old building. You know, you've mentioned that the NHL has been through, the OHL has been through. They've told you this is a sound building. Don't take it down. How hard is it to refit it then, to make it as modern as what you want it to be?
Well, it's not that difficult. It's not like going into say an office building and trying to do that, because in here, first of all, you have very few walls. The structure, the main skeleton of the building is exposed. You can see what's there. You can adapt because of the use of the building. You can install the wiring and things like that in the open spaces. You don't have to worry about hiding it in the walls and things like that, except in the architectural areas, you know, the offices and things like that. But for the most part, it's a very raw building, a very sound structure, and very easy to adapt most of what we're doing.
And the most important thing is that we are going to have hockey come the fall.
We're going to have battalion hockey here October the 11th, one way or another. We're going to have the kids in here in late August. We're going to try and do our best to impress them with the facility and the state that it's in, and of course a lot of that marketing and salesmanship is a mandate of the organization. We're working with a first-class organization. I can tell you that hands down, that we're working. The battalion organization has been nothing but cooperative and supportive, and they're so happy to be in North Bay. The crowd support, the ticket sales, everything has been such a positive for them, and the pressure's on them as well. They had to develop a schedule for the coming year. Mike was always, you know, he had dates, deadlines to meet with the league. They did a lot of stick handling, excuse the pun, but they did a lot of stick handling to keep their team away from the rink as long as possible. So the first 9 games that they have, which is a real disadvantage to them, are on the road, you know, which is, you know, that's a difficult start to the season, but they've accommodated that because they know that extra 2 or 3 weeks that we get to help finish the building is critical. So, but they're a top-notch organization, from the ownership, the management, on down to the operational people that work for them day to day.
I think the reality part is well past that stage. The reality is here now. What we've been doing as a business, we're now in the community. We've been active. Corporate sales are ongoing, and season tickets and flex packs are starting. So the business end of it, that's really kicked into full gear. And here, it's amazing what they've done. And you know, talking to people is that you now take the rendering that was published sometime in probably late February or March, and it's sort of what's it gonna, you really can't get a handle. Today I think you can start to piece together that look, and not too many weeks from now we're going to be ready to go.
This is a homecoming for you. Did you expect it to be what it is?
I don't know about if you expect it. I mean, you run into so many people. That's the hardest part about coming back, is we all have aged a lot over the 30 plus years, and somebody come up and say, "Hi Griff," or "Hi Mike," and I go, "Oh boy, oh boy, boy," and eventually it kicks back in. But I think it's, you know, the homecoming is really, it's the OHL. I mean, it's everywhere we go. We've coined that phrase. It's the home of future NHL stars, and that's what it's all about. It's the Matt Duchenes and Cody Hodgsons and Nick Kiprios and Chris Neal. It's about that connection, and I think that I didn't expect the community to grab it and hold on. It's the middle of July, and we're in the newspaper on a very frequent basis. That's unusual.
North Bay is giving you a welcome that is different from what you received down south. Do you anticipate this to be the standard now?
I anticipate that we put together, first of all, we're going to put a building that people in North Bay are going to be proud of and they'll want to come back to. Our job is to put together a team that's on the ice is going to exceed expectations of a lot of people and meet the expectations of others. We anticipate this year to be a very good year. You can't guarantee that, but we expect to have a very good team, and our core skill group is a very young group, so we think we're going to be good for this year, the next year, and the year to follow, and after that, our staff will continue doing a job. But we believe that if we put the product on the ice, that we'll continue to do very well.